Good morning, it's day 113 and I'm heading out from Route 27 in Maine up to the Bigelows. So see how it goes. I'm a nervous wreck once again because it's supposed to be an extremely strenuous hike. Bigelow Mountain, Avery Peak, 8.4. 8.4. It'll be a little flat to begin with, they said, and then it's going to be uphill. So taking my time, staying safe. 3 more miles going up. I've got this. Well, it's been a difficult morning and at least 2.8 more miles of this climb. Just for the first mountain, there are a total of 4. Whew. And this right here is why it's so hard to get any type of speed or a good gait going. All the roots. Each step is bringing me closer to the top of the first mountain. Woohoo! Woohoo, woohoo! I'm excited to see what the views are going to be like from up there. Oh my. Yeah, I'm going around. Go around here, that's for sure. Wow. There must have been some kind of a storm in this one area. That was it. Kind of strange. Oh boy, okay. I gotta figure out how to get under this thing. Finally came to an opening here with a view. I believe that might be the North and South Horn over there. That might be Little Bigelow there. Actually, that might be one of the West Peak. You got me, but all I know is I'm heading that direction. But here's beautiful view. And again, the ski area of Sugarloaf over there. Yeah, very nice view. A little bit of a break from the steep uphill right now. Still going up, but not as steep. So just have a little bit of a break and then it'll be super steep next. But that'll be our first peak. I'm kind of excited, nervous, anxious all at the same time. I'm just anxious to see the view. How nice it's going to be. The excitement of the view from up top there. I know we just had a nice view a little bit ago, but from the very top when you get to 360-degree view. All right, I'm at the top of the horn, one of the Bigelow horns. Beautiful view up here. And that mountain right there, closest with that peak, that's Bigelow. That's the next one. So I've got to go all the way down. I know you can't see all the way down and all the way up that big mountain. And then along the ridge line, I believe we go along that line down there. Whew. Absolutely gorgeous view up here. A river down that way. I think I'd like to jump into it right now. And a little stream. I don't know if I can pick it up. Way down there. I'm not picking it up. I'm getting a little lake side of it, but not the stream part of it. Alright, I got about 2.5 miles, I think it is, I don't know, to the next mountain. Just past a southbound guy who said it's a really steep climb coming up. So another couple miles of really steep climbing. So be it. It just means I'm getting that much closer to being over another mountain that I won't have to climb again. I just don't have any mojo. I don't know what is going on. I don't have any energy. I need to find the energy. That guy should be right behind me. The guy's being Steve, who goes by Central for Central Pennsylvania, and John, who goes by Hogmaw, which is like haggis, I guess, for Scotland, but something to do with pig's gut. You got me some kind of food Dutch Pennsylvania people eat up there. Oh, this is nice. This part of the trail is really nice. No, I'm liking this. But go ahead and get this put away because, again, there's not much memory left on my camera. So go ahead and get this put away for now. I'm going to do a 360 from up here on top of Bigelow Mountain West Peak. 4,150 feet of elevation. Now, the next mountain right over there is the one we have to go over next. That's Mount Avery, I think they call that one. Bigelow Mount Avery or something. But there's a beautiful lake down here. We've got Central hanging out, taking it easy after that climb. As we continue to see Sugarloaf Mountain, then way down there, it looks like an airfield. Like an airstrip down there. But that is the 360. Right, there's a little memorial here, Myron H. Avery Peak of Bigelow Mountain, named in honor of Myron Halliburton Avery, 1899 to 1952, whose foresight, leadership, and diligence made possible the Appalachian Trail, this 2,000-mile footpath from Maine to Georgia. And here we have another picture of Flagstaff Lake, or view. Absolutely gorgeous. Way down there, there are some turbines or power windmills or whatever they're called. There's a whole bunch of them down there, but the view of this lake is just amazing. And I have only seen one boat on this lake since we've been hiking around it. I don't know, because it's a Friday. I don't know what's going on. Maybe everybody took their boats out already. At first, when I got up here, I thought I was going to have to go underneath that huge boulder. But I see off to the side here, we get to go around it. But I was a little bit nervous. Still making my way to the campsite. I'm 0.3 miles from the turnoff. And then it's another 0.3 to the campsite off the AT. This has been one very, very long day. It'll be over 10 hours to go 10 miles. The steep up and down, but you know what? I've got 3 of the 4 done. We only have 1 more to do tomorrow, and then it'll start getting easier. We've had several people going south tell us that throughout the day. So I'm just glad we're getting 3 of the 4 done when I get to that campsite, and just the 1 more tomorrow. This is really an interesting area through here. I'm not even sure I can get at this massive boulder. Oh my glory. Wow, that's huge. Another really massive boulder there. But on the sign here, it'll show the Appalachian Trail and then Safford Notch campsite via side trail, 0.2 miles. I am slowly getting there. Oh my glory, slowly getting there. Really feels like it's been taking forever, this 2-mile downhill. It has just been taking forever. That area right there looks fairly nice. But golly, all the roots and rocks. Whew. My feet are tired and ready to be, I'm ready to be off them. Some beautiful views today though. Another gorgeous day to be way up on top of those mountains. This area is just so interesting. All these massive boulders. Let me get these poles on my hands. I guess that's it for the massive boulders right now. Alrighty then, I have to go underneath this boulder to get to the campsite. At least that's what I'm seeing right now. Oh my gosh. Okay. Man, I sure hope Central is back here. I know Hogmaw is still behind me. I called for Central twice and didn't get an answer. I'm gonna put this way. Good morning, it's day 114, getting ready to head out. Nice little campsite here. The ground was pretty rough and rocky, but overall it was level enough to get some sleep. We have 37 miles to do in 2 days. Not sure how we're going to do this, but we've got to really push hard to get to that ferry crossing by 2 o'clock Sunday. So unfortunately this morning Steve isn't feeling too good, so John and I were going to head out. He said he'd catch up with us later. I feel bad that he's had this terrible cough for several days now. But long day, we still have to go over Little Bigelow, see how that is, and then it's a really long descent, several miles long of a descent before it'll start to level out. I'm at the Bigelow West Ledge. This is the view from up here. Absolutely beautiful. And that peak over there is the one we did yesterday, Avery Peak. That was the last one before going down into the campsite. So that's it. This is the top of Little Bigelow.
Yeah, the two there.
That be it.
Yeah.
So I was wrong earlier. That was just a ledge. This here is the summit. This is it. Right here. This is the summit of Little Bigelow. Now, start our descent down, which is several miles long. No time like the present to get it going. Another view from up here as we're descending down Little Bigelow. Way over that way the saddlebacks went on the back side of Sugarloaf, that ski resort area. Then we came out along the ridge, followed all that, came along. Over this way we hit the Horn, Bigelow Mountain, and then Avery Peak of Bigelow Mountain, and then over here is Little Bigelow. And that's what we were able to do the last several days. Got about a 3-mile descent to the bottom of Little Bigelow, and we should start getting into flatter ground. I am through the Bigelows. Yahoo! Through the Bigelows, got to the first dirt road. A lady and her in-laws were doing trail magic. She's recently married, and her husband brought all this food to the trail. So, stopped there for a little bit. Central is way ahead of us. Hogmaw and I sat there probably almost 30 minutes, unfortunately. Or fortunately. I mean, it was nice to sit and chat and enjoy. I had an orange soda, actually. It was very good. But we're trying to get as far as we can today and as close as we can to the Kennebec River so we can get the ferry across tomorrow. The ferry only runs between 9 and 2. And the ferry is a man who paddles a canoe. So he only takes one person at a time across. So we're trying to get as close as we can so we can cross that river tomorrow, because there's a thunderstorm coming in later Sunday and then during the day Monday. Knowing he does not canoe you across during the thunderstorms, we're trying to get as close as we can so we only have a few miles to do tomorrow. So we'll probably be hiking at least till 7 tonight, and then trying to find a place where we can each of us have our tent up for the night. Well, John, Central, he does a hammock. But, well, it's fairly flat and the terrain not too bad. And I say not too bad, we still have, as you can see, some rocks and roots in there. But I've kind of quickened the pace. So hopefully for the next 6.5 hours, maybe we can kick out another 10 miles. Maybe. We'll see. I haven't even looked yet to see how far the Kennebec is, but I know it's much farther than 10. Okay, let me put this away while I'm on this crazy terrain here. This is Flagstaff Lake. The lake I could see from way up top on the mountains. This is it right here. That is pretty neat to be all the way down here. This is West Carey Pond Lake. The campsite is up the trail just a little bit here from the lake. It was a long day. Once we got through the Bigelows, there were 2 other little hills we had to go over. Once we got through those, it became flatter. Rocky and rooty. Lots of rocks and roots still, but at least it became flatter. A beautiful night. Makes me think there's rain coming in. The forecast before we left the other day didn't show rain for tonight. It showed rain tomorrow afternoon and Monday. But no rain tonight, or hoping, but it just feels like it's going to rain. I'm going to try to get up about 4 and leave by 5. There's still 14 miles to get to the river, crossing the ferry. Just some downtime that was a little longer than anticipated due to one of the guys having an injury. He did not have a satellite device to contact a shuttle, so I used mine to get a hold of my family for them to call a shuttle for him. And an hour later, I was finally moving along the trail again. So it put me behind schedule, so I stopped here for the night. And again, I'll try to get up early, but I don't know if I can do 14 miles. The shuttle only runs from 9 to 2, And if I'm not there before 2, then I don't get shuttled over the river and you have to wait the next morning. But my plan was to be at the hostel tomorrow evening and take a 0 on Monday, so I had the whole day to get all my chores done, videos done, resupply, and not have to do that on a day I hiked in, but to have a full day to myself to do it. No moose along the shoreline. I was hoping to see some, but I don't see anything along the shoreline. Oh, there's a loon. I'll see if I can get in on the loon here. Oh, if he stays above the water. Where'd you go, Mr. Loon? Nope, he went down. Doggone it. I was hoping to see him. He went under the water.